Finger. This right here is called a foundation, and you can't buy them. Touch it lightly. It's like I've got almost like plastic covered with wax. Jerry has foundations that are all wax. You can't even buy them anymore. There's no chemicals. They're totally organic. So he let me use his last year. So it's very unusual to find a foundation without any plastic in it. So how's this going?
Now it's good. Now you can open up the valve.
While it's running?
Yeah, while it's running. Got to twist that. There you go. See it?
And then it's going to go through here and strain any wax particles. Usually it comes out like a lot heavier, but there's not usually. Well, no, usually this is full. There's like, what, 12 in here, Jerry?
12.
Spots for 12 frames, and we only have 3 in there. Jerry, what did you do to get the honey out before you had this?
I would go to other beekeepers and...
Oh, like I'm with you?
Yeah, like you're doing. And they would put it in their extractor and extract it for me until I bought my own.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't put your hand in there now. Oh.
Okay.
Okay, it's stopped. Right now you can see all the honey that came out of there. To me, this is like one of the most fun parts of the beekeeping is when you actually get this honey into the jar.
And of course, pretty fast. Fills up really quick.
Yeah, and every time you harvest honey, it's always a slightly different color. Linda, the jar of honey that you bought from me was almost like a light green. Do you remember?
Uh-huh.
And this is more of an amber. But they're from the same location, which means that you're a gardener. They're from different blossoms, right?
Yes.
So the first jar had a lot of mint in it. What do you think? Oh, the pumpkins. The pumpkin blossoms next jar.
Yeah.
Okay. Got the lid, a box of lids. I'll put this on here.
Would you be able to taste the pumpkin?
It might not taste exactly like pumpkins, but it would have a different flavor than the earlier spring honey. Jerry, what kind of different flavors would you say you've gotten from your backyard before, other than the mint?
I can't explain the flavor.
Apples. I've tasted apples before. I've tasted apples. I've tasted pears, mint. His friend had some really interesting honey that I can't even put a name on. It was even lighter in color than the honey I had at the yard nurse store. They make all different kinds of honey. Jerry actually goes to Florida and brings back orange blossom honey, which is really, really good. Orange blossom, tupelo, buckwheat. You have buckwheat flower from Michigan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean buckwheat honey from Michigan.
What if they're marijuana plants?
What if they're that's a good question. That's a good question. Jerry, do you think that...
I never looked into it.
Because when my grandparents lived on a farm, the geese got into the poppy seeds. And they were walking like all crooked. They were stoned from the poppy seeds. Okay, so now the only thing left to do would be to throw a label on here, put a little gingham top on here, and it's ready to go. There's no heating. There are no antibiotics in either Jerry's hive or my hive. But the really, really wonderful thing, I think, is that there's no, and Linda will back me on this, there are no pesticides, none whatsoever, at least not on Jerry's lawn. And there's the Michigan State University Extension Garden, like 3 blocks from here. If you have time, I would love to show it to you. Okay, this is really so gorgeous over here. Jerry and I threw some seeds down in the garden right here. They came up kind of hodgepodge, but there's these huge sunflower seeds. But in the yard